Hi everyone, there's me Barney's Jasmine Bennett, and I'm just setting this up. Don't you move, Barney, in case it falls. I wanted to talk to you about, I really wanted to do a book review actually, um, about this book that I've been reading by Joyce Meyer, and it has been an absolutely amazing, life-changing book, and it's called The Confident Mum. Hope you can all see that. I did do um, my first video, and I was sitting far too close to the camera, so I had to move back a bit. So hopefully you can see me now sitting here, and you can see the book. You can see what it is quite clearly. For those of you that maybe don't know who Joyce Meyer is, Joyce Meyer is one of my favourite authors. She's an American preacher from America. Um, I was actually first introduced to her through my mother-in-law, and I became hooked on her books after that. I had been going to church and stuff, but the way the ministers preached at my church, shouting and thumping the pulpit, I didn't understand the message that they were trying to get across at all. I love watching Joyce's Everyday Answers for Your Everyday Life program. It comes on the Sky, but you can also find her videos here on YouTube. And I love watching her, preaching, that way, live if you like, on her programs. And she's just so easy to understand. She's really good at explaining things in great detail and giving you examples and stuff. And her books are just the same. I've read quite a number of her books. So I have, and I knew that I would need to read one about being a confident mummy when I became a mother. And this book certainly has not disappointed me. In fact, I really want to pass it on to somebody who it would really benefit, because it has really benefited me. At the minute, I have a fantastic support network of family and friends. Me and Jasmine are very seldom in the house these days. We're always out with a friend who has a baby. Some friends have got a few mummy friends that have babies, and I have my own family, my own friends, other friends. So we're doing quite well that way. I really feel, thanks to this book and thanks to my fantastic support network of family and friends, and indeed my YouTube friends as well, that I finally turned the corner. This past week has been quite tough, particularly health-wise, and I finished off this book last night, and I got some unexpected help and support from someone I didn't really think anything of it, and it's been really good. And I've now realised that for me, I was always the type of person that didn't ask anybody for help. I helped other people, but I didn't expect any help in return, because I was always so fit and able to do things myself. um, I never needed any help. I just done everything myself, and I never expected or needed any help from anybody else. So I think that's why I found it hard the last 3 months to accept help and support from other people, because it's not something I'm used to. But I have now realised that I can't do this on my own, that I do need help and support and encouragement from family and friends, and I have now accepted that, and that has helped to ease the stress from me. As you can see, I managed to wash and do my hair tonight, or what's left of it. So I hope now that I have accepted a few things about my life and stuff I'm going to talk more about in a minute, that hopefully that will ease some of my stress, and my hair now will stop falling out, because the doctor did say it was due to stress, as was the tiredness as well, which hasn't been too bad today, I have to say, because I do feel much more positive today and much more confident. My family and friends have done a wonderful job the last 3 months of supporting me and my partner and my little daughter, and encouraging me, and having faith in me that I can be a confident mum. And I am pleased to finally say that I feel today that I've really turned the corner. Um, Thanks to this book, as well as family and friends and God, because the two most important things in my life now are God and family and friends. And I do really feel positive today. Also, the doctor, he's a Christian as well, and he took the time yesterday to talk to me about a few things as well, and he says at the very having a baby is supposed to be a positive time, but obviously because of my traumatic birth and stuff, I didn't get off to a good start, and not to be so hard on myself and to accept help and support from friends and family, and that things will get easier and the stress will ease. If I just accept a few things. So I have actually accepted my traumatic birth now, and I have accepted that my traumatic birth has actually been a blessing in disguise, just like my endometriosis was, because you really do find out who your true friends and family are when you're going through, um, you know, everyday challenges, difficult times and struggles. You really do find out, who's there for you and who's not. And I was very surprised to find, people that I never would have expected to help and support me, offering me their help and support and being there for me. And it really, really means a lot, and I really appreciate it. And I want to thank each and every one of my family and friends and my YouTube friends for the help, for the support, which is still ongoing, for the encouragement, because I am finally able to say that I do feel much more confident. I'm a confident mum now, much more confident looking after Jasmine. I'm not stressing out as much. I do still stress over little things, mainly my hair, but I just have to accept those things as well. And I am finally able to say that I'm enjoying being a mum, and I'm enjoying looking after my little daughter and her personality, and she's a real wee character. It's starting to shine through now, and it's just so lovely. And today, for the first time in my arms, she clapped her hands. I was nearly in tears. I tried to get it on the video camera, but as you know, she can be quite camera shy sometimes. So unfortunately I didn't get it on video, but I'll persevere and I will. She's getting used to me using my phone in front of her face, but it's just the tablet's that wee bit bigger. But we'll get there. We'll get there. But yes, her little personality is starting to shine through now, and she's just such a joy to be around. And she is bringing so much joy and happiness into my life, and I am so thankful that I have her, and that my traumatic birth definitely was worth my little girl, without a doubt. She was definitely worth it. So getting back to the review on the book before I get a little off topic and go over the 20 minutes, which I probably will, so I might have to do this video in two parts. I, since my traumatic birth, have developed quite a negative attitude. Apart from today, the first, today's been the first day of a new start for me, for a new fresh beginning, a new fresh start. I'm pleased to say, but since my traumatic birth, I have developed a negative attitude. Now, the last time I had a negative attitude and the last time I really felt bad like this was when I kind of moved here to Randallstown 10 years ago, when I was going through another difficult time in my life. At that time, I wasn't a Christian, and I found things really, really hard. Since becoming a Christian, I find things a lot easier. Some of the things that Joyce suggests in this book, with regards to God, some of the things I already do. For example, she says start your morning each day with God, and I do that in the mornings. And I mean, I would be lost without doing that. I've actually found it was really, really hard when I came home from the hospital with Jasmine. I was so tired. I had no time. I was so busy looking after her. There was no routine, and I'm one that has to have a routine and be organised. It's just the way I am. It's my genes, if you like. And I didn't have time to do my prayers and I did my daily journey. If you heard of that book, we leaflet I get, well, we pamphlet that comes to the door. And also Our Daily Bread is another one I like to read, along with, I've got about 3 or 4 prayer books I do different prayers out of. I've got The Power of Praying Wife, The Power of Praying Parent, prayers specifically for women, and then I've got another one of Stormy Martian's books, and it's the Prayer Warrior book. Again, that was introduced to me. She was also introduced to me through my mother-in-law, so I'm very grateful that she introduced me to both Joyce Meyer and Stormy and Martin, because I'd be very lost without their guidance and indeed God's guidance in my life. So because I didn't have time and stuff, I actually feel guilty for not spending time with God. And I have found that when I don't start the day with God and my prayer time, or I like to call it my worship time with God, when I don't start the day like that, my day gets off to a really bad start, and it just goes downhill from there, and it ends up being a very negative day. So I always make sure that I start my day with God, and have my worship and my prayer time with Him. It really sets the tone for the day, I feel, personally anyway, for me. I don't know about anybody else, but I personally feel it does set a positive tone for the day. So that was one of the things she mentioned in this book. The other thing was positive affirmations, and I have done positive affirmations since I became a Christian, and I swap and change them from time to time depending on what I need. Another thing I like to do is meditations, and if you're in the meditations yourself, they're a very positive thing to do as well. Check out Jason Stevenson's meditations here on YouTube. I've been doing his lately. I done one on post-traumatic stress disorder. I did one on changing your negative words to positive words by using, again, positive affirmations. There's positive affirmations in the back of this. I'm going to read some of them out. Two of them I'm going to write down on my wee cards and put them inside my prayer book, so I have them as well. And I read those positive affirmations aloud every day to myself while I'm having my worship time with God. So all those things really help. His meditations are brilliant. The only problem is most of his last about an hour or more. Some of the ones I've done, I've only been half an hour because I don't really have all that much spare time. But if you can at least get half an hour's meditation, it really, really is good to sit there and relax and, think about the positive things. It does really, really help. I also found too that for me, walking beside water or being beside water helped too, but obviously that's not always possible. So meditation is the next best thing. He does a fantastic meditation for stress and anxiety, which I've been doing as well, and it's walking along the beach is the visualization, and you can hear the sound of the waves and stuff, and I just love the sound of the waves. It's so relaxing. So yes, definitely, he does stress and anxiety. If you have trouble getting to sleep, he basically does a meditation on everything, and it really does help. If you've got the time to sit and listen to the ones that last for over an hour, oh, amazing, really amazing. So I was going to go through this book just briefly, chapter by chapter, because, um, you know, um, so the first chapter was Are We Having Fun Yet? Which is obviously to do with Are We Having Fun Yet with motherhood? Well, at the start I wasn't. No, it wasn't fun. Coming home and having an affection and, not being physically able to look after my daughter. Um, chapter 2 is Perfect Women Need Not Apply. There's no such thing as the perfect woman. Yes, she talks about the Proverbs woman, but the Proverbs woman isn't perfect either, but she is a good example of what God wants us to be, as a mother and a wife. Chapter 3 is God Can Handle It. One of the most important things is to remember, and I need to remember this more than anybody, is that when I'm going through something and I've got lots of worries and cares, to give them to God, to trust God completely, and give all my cares and worries to God so that I don't have to stress out about it and go bald, you know. Um, Also, chapter 6, I'm just not going to go through all of them, is Take a Break and Believe. I had this thing that because Jasmine's my child, our child, she's my responsibility, and I shouldn't be taking a break, or letting her, letting someone else take her for a while to give me a break. But Joyce has taught me in this book that it is okay to take a break, and that it's essential, it's necessary for mothers to put their needs first and to take a break from the children for a while. Not only is it necessary for the mothers to take a break, but that also benefits the child as well. And so Jasmine goes out sometimes with her Auntie Anne and her cousin Sophie. So she does for a wee day out here and there for a couple of hours to give me a break, and it really does help. So yeah, that was one of the things too that I needed to accept, that it is okay to take a break, from the child for a while. It's necessary because it benefits me as well as benefiting her. Obviously, she's going to get bored seeing the same face day in, day out. So it's good her seeing new faces, and she is quite good socially. She's not at all strange with anybody, which is good. She will go with anybody. Um, Again, about the help, can somebody please help me? Again, accepting the help, also accepting the positive and not the negatives. I've been doing a lot of complaining lately about things and not looking at things that, things that people are doing in my life. I've been looking too much at things that aren't being done, or things that, have gone wrong or whatever, focusing too much on the negative instead of focusing on the positive. And there's lots of blessings in my life, and there's lots of positivity in my life. So from now on, I'm going to try and focus on the positive, and I'm going to give the negative to God to take care of. You also have to free yourself to move forward, which is chapter 10. And I had to, that's why I did the post-traumatic stress disorder meditation, because I needed to release my feelings of anger and hurt and pain surrounding my traumatic birth, because I knew that I wouldn't be able to I wouldn't be able to heal from that and get past that and be able to enjoy my new life with Jasmine if I didn't get some closure, if you like, on my traumatic birth. The midwife that did that, I can't actually speak to her because she's now moved hospitals. The day she butchered me was her last day. What a way to go out in your last day. But anyway, I kind of realized that, okay, she wasn't qualified, but everybody has to start somewhere. And although the supervisor maybe should have stitched me up a lot quicker, she should have took over and done it a lot quicker. Um, because I was a first time mum and already gone through so much. Already. She must have thought I was brave to sit on and let her do that. Um, so I mean, she had to practice on somebody, and it just so happened it had to be me. So I just hope and pray that now she knows what she has done wrong and where she has made the mistakes. Hopefully, she can improve next time, and nobody else has to go through that again. You know. Chapter 11, most important, dare not to compare, and this is where Joyce talks about not comparing yourself as a mother to any other mothers, or your child to any other children, because each mother is different, as is our children. Each of us is unique and different, and quite often that's why, people argue and fall in and fall out, which I have discovered recently, is because quite often it's because of our differences, because we're so different to each other. But instead of seeing that in a bad way, we should be seeing our differences. We should be respecting the fact that we are different from each other and we are unique, and we should be celebrating that, and looking at the positives of that rather than the negatives, as I have also discovered recently. Chapter 13 is about shaping your child's life, training your child, and raising your child up in the way that he should go, which is God's way. And that was why I chose to read this book, because I am a Christian and I do want Jasmine to be brought up in God's way. The next book, now that I've finished this, which I'm going to be reading, is Boundaries with Kids, which is also a Christian book. I have already read the Ordinary Boundaries book of that one, and Boundaries within Marriage. Chapter 14 then is keeping it simple. If you keep your life simple and make time, because that's what I have found. I kept saying I didn't have time to eat, and I've actually lost a stone in weight. So my doctor and everybody else went through me for a shortcut, and I now am making time to eat. It's not hard to do, as I've discovered. I'm making time to eat. I have to eat a healthy, nutritious meal, proper breakfast, lunch and dinner, and find the time to cook those meals as well. Jasmine didn't do too bad today on her bouncer while I cooked the dinner tonight, which was good. Also my partner, he's been cooking me some meals as well, because he was getting a bit concerned about my weight, and everybody I've met down the town had said to me, where's all your weight gone? I'm practically a stick. And I realised that myself when I looked at a photograph recently of me and Jasmine in the park, just how skinny I've actually become. So yeah, healthy diet. Today is the start of my healthy diet and the start of a whole new beginning. Me moving forward and being a confident mum, enjoying my daughter, enjoying life again, and putting all that traumatic birth and all that business behind me. I've dealt with that now. I can move forward and I can enjoy my life again, and I can enjoy my daughter, and I can enjoy the good things to come. Chapter 15 then again is just what I've said there, enjoy the journey, and then the conclusion. So I was going to read some of the affirmations. I'm sure this has probably gone on to the second part of the video, and I wanted to read the page which was the conclusion. Let me see if I can find them now. It was really, really good. I sat last night and I must have read, I read the rest of the book. I was that engrossed in it, and there must have been about maybe 6 or 7 chapters left to read, you know. If you'll make time with God your first priority, everything else in your life will fall into place. And I'm beginning to realise that. It really does. It really, really does. Right, here's our affirmations here. I increase more and more, and so do my children. The second one is what I like, and this third one is the ones that apply to me. My path is like the light of dawn that grows brighter and brighter every day. Good things will happen to me today. I am blessed, and I'm a blessing to others everywhere I go. So you can write these out on wee cards, which is what I do, and then I keep them inside one of my many prayer books, and I say the positive affirmations out loud. I'm sure at the minute I've got about 7 or 8 positive affirmations that I say out loud every day. All my needs are met according to God's riches in glory by Christ Jesus, and I shall not lack. God loves me unconditionally. All my sins are forgiven, and there's no condemnation for those who are in Christ. I am filled with God's wisdom. I operate in all the fruit of the Holy Spirit, and I am led by the Holy Spirit. I maybe should read out some of mine too, but I'll just read the conclusion then at the end, because this is what really kind of brought tears to my eyes. As you turn these pages, congratulations, you did it. I'm congratulating you not just because you're a mom who finished a book with your busy schedule, that's a huge accomplishment, but also because you're a mom who successfully embarked on a new journey. You see, the path of parenthood was never meant to be walked with anxiety or apprehension. You were not created to agonize over every mistake, second guess every turn along the way, and freeze at every fork in the road. A mom's journey is a gift from God, and God's gifts are never to be feared, only celebrated. I pray that this book has given you the confidence to begin celebrating again, and indeed it has. Regardless of where you find yourself along the trail of motherhood, let me encourage you to enjoy every step from this point forward. The excitement of pregnancy, and I have to say I did enjoy my pregnancy, not the first 3 months where I was totally tired and sick, and all I done was slept in my bed, and the headaches and stuff, but the second and the third trimester, I really did enjoy my pregnancy and feeling Jasmine kicking inside me, and the joy of going and seeing her on the scan each week. That's just what I lived for. It was absolutely amazing. The trials of teething, which I'm going through at the moment, the first day of school, the summer adventures, the lessons of discipline, the late night talks, the college visits, and the transition into adulthood, which is what my doctor said the exact same thing yesterday. It can all be lived with joy and unshakable confidence that God is in control. The Word of God says, "For God did not give us a spirit of timidity," and this is one of my favourite verses, "but He has given us a spirit of power and of love and a calm and sound mind." This is a mum verse if ever there was one. Timidity, cringing and fear are things of the past. Power, love and calm are in store for your future, and indeed mine. I believe today is a new day for you and for your family. God will give you new power as you fight for your children, new love in your home and your relationships with one another, and a new calm as you seek Him for His guidance in every parenting decision. I urge you to believe that your job of being a mum is one of the most important jobs in the whole world. After all, without mums, none of us would even be here. So do your job confidently and joyfully, and believe with all of your heart that you and God are in partnership in parenting and nurturing the next generation of mighty men and women of God. Don't waste another moment. Your new journey has begun. From this day forward, celebrate your life as the confident mum God created you to be. And that is exactly what I am doing from this day forward. So you can find this book. I actually got this one on eBay, and it was for less than £5, so you may be able to find it on eBay. If not, you should be able to get it on Amazon. Or indeed, you probably would be able to get it in a charity shop, because that's where I get most of my Christian books, Stormy and Marshall included, and Joyce Myers is in the charity shops. So I'll just read out, tell you, if I can get this out of here without knocking over the camera. I'll just read out to you what my positive affirmations are. So, as you can see, I've got a big wad here, and this is one of my prayer books, which is Prayers with Purpose for Women, which I also got in the charity shop. And it's a fantastic book because it's got prayers for everything, salvation, my emotions, my marriage, my children, my home, my health, joy, peace, absolutely everything. It's a great wee book. I'm sure if you looked it up, Prayers with Purpose for Women, that you might be able to find it somewhere on the internet. So mine are: I am peaceful, I am thankful, God is good, and my life is good. Sometimes I write some in the back as well to run out of room. I trust God completely, there is no need to worry. One of my favourite verses: I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. That verse there got me through my endometriosis surgery. I live in the present and enjoy each moment. Being a good mum means I take care of my needs too, which is what Joyce is saying, in this book. What's the next one? I've got these back to front. I am healthy and energetic, and I enjoy the activities of my daily life. Well, I do enjoy the activities of my daily life at the moment. We're never in. As I say, we're always out with friends. Tomorrow I'm going out again for coffee with a friend. Well, she's really family. A stepmother-in-law. I am healthy and energetic. Well, I'm not exactly healthy and getting there, but I'm not exactly energetic at the minute. I'll admit that. But again, my energy will probably come back if I improve my diet. So I will be healthy and energetic. I easily adapt to the new changes that motherhood brings. I didn't at the start, but I am now that I've accepted a few things. I give myself credit for everything I have learnt as a mum. I am able to easily handle any situation I face with confidence and courage, and I am slowly getting there with that one. God guides me in every moment and helps me to make the right choices. Indeed he does. I am proud of myself for attempting new things. I am a strong and confident mother, and before the mother was put in there, before I became a mother, it was I am a strong and confident woman. I am calm and relaxed was actually one of the ones I used during my pregnancy for my labour. This next one is another, it's the last one, and it's another one. It's Joshua chapter 1 verse 9, another one of my favourite verses, which also got me through my endometriosis surgery. Be strong and courageous, do not be afraid or discouraged, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. So that's just a wee, I don't know what you want to call it. We review of that book. Definitely if you're a new mum or you're a mum who's struggling, definitely that is definitely well worth. I cannot recommend that enough. It's definitely well worth the read, as are all of Joyce Meyer's books. In fact, one of them I'm going to revisit, which I read maybe a year or so ago, which was The Power of Words, because obviously, as I said lately, I've been saying a lot of negative words, and I've had a negative attitude since my traumatic birth, apart from today, because today is the start of a new beginning and positivity, no negativity, and no nasty words. So I think I'll go back and revisit that one just to recap and you know, to apply that one again to my life. But definitely I recommend this one, and I think I've probably preached enough now, so I had better go. I'll probably not get this because it's late at night, and Jasmine will be waking up shortly for a bottle before I go to bed. So I'll probably upload this tomorrow. So I hope you have enjoyed my little review of the book, and me talking about how I'm much more positive and more confident now, thanks to my family and friends and God and my partner. I couldn't have done it without all of those people, and my YouTube friends. You also give me lots of great encouragement and some great advice recently too regarding colic and teething. So I thank you all. You're all such a blessing to me, and I'm so very grateful. It really means a lot. So God bless each and every one of you. Take care. Good night. There's wee Barney out for the count. Night night.